You may think you know why Fortnite is the most popular game in the world, but you're probably wrong. Sure, Fortnite is the most mechanically sound battle royale game, and it's accessible to a younger audience who mostly plays on console. But what you don't know is that Epic Games has gotten their audience to be constantly thinking, constantly theorizing about Fortnite's many mysteries. They've captured an entire generation of gamers with an experience they've never really had before. They've given them mysteries to solve and secrets to uncover at a rate that no other game can match. It's something no other game has ever really attempted before, if only because the internet would spoil most of the secrets before they could even be hidden. So, Fortnite is the most popular game on Earth, played by everyone from your cousin to Drake.
Got it, baby.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get it, man.
Let's go, baby.
But the secret to Fortnite's popularity isn't that celebrities are playing it. The trick is that it has an engaged audience of young fans who keep coming back. Every season, Epic Games works more weird new mysteries into their game, and despite the internet existing to document every new piece of information, there's still a sense of mystery and wonder about Fortnite. And what's more amazing than anything about that is that they've almost perfectly recreated the feeling of playing video games in the 90s, of sharing theories with friends and looking for secrets that might not even be there, all given to a new generation of players who never had a way to experience that. For example, Fortnite's Season 5 launch put in plenty of new Easter eggs for fans to puzzle over. There's a golf course, a racetrack, randomized Moai heads, and even a Viking ship dropped on the map as part of the rifts opening up and dropping things into the game world. Meanwhile, previous seasons saw a meteor hanging overhead that eventually crashed into the map and changed the game world, creating Dusty Divot,
Dusty!
Pop Rocks, and a nigh invincible ice cream truck. Fortnite has been doing stuff like this for months now, and I think it's really hard to pretend like this isn't a big part of its success. Instead of focusing on adding new maps to Fortnite the way that PUBG has gone, Fortnite has instead chosen to update its map, adding new secrets and Easter eggs for fans to look for. And on top of that, they've even started hiding things in the real world as part of a complicated and still unfinished alternate reality game, or ARG. So why is this making the game popular? Well, to understand that, we have to go all the way back to the earliest days of console gaming. Video game designers have been hiding secrets or Easter eggs in their games for decades, going all the way back to Adventure for the Atari 2600, released in 1980. And games have followed that example, even years later. Just look at Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which hid a secret zombie attack in Nuketown. But a lot of these modern Easter eggs are pretty well documented, along with their equal opposites, secrets that don't actually exist. See, in the 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s, most of the information you were getting about video games was from magazines or other kids on the playground, and kids just like to make shit up. Look at the rumor that Mew was hidden under a truck in Pokemon Red and Blue. Or the quest to find the Triforce in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Neither thing was actually hidden in those games, but it didn't stop idiot kids like me who didn't have any information from spending hours trying to find them. That's because we didn't really have the internet, and what little access we did have to the nascent internet was full of misinformation and lies. Just ask people who believed Shenlong was a real dude, or that Sonic was in Melee. But as the internet became more organized, it was easier to separate truth from lies. But people still wanted to think and theorize about these games constantly. So marketing companies took advantage of that and started creating ARGs, which, when it comes to video games, tend to be marketing campaigns that bleed the games into the real world. A great example is I Love Bees, a popular ARG used to advertise Halo 2. ILB started off as a website about beekeeping that was slowly hacked to reveal codes that led players to payphones in the real world that embroiled players in a plot that made them part of Halo's canon. Players who made it all the way to the end also got an early chance to play Halo 2. So, how do decade-old marketing tricks and dusty internet rumors relate back to Fortnite? Well, Fortnite's marketing strategy and world development borrow a lot from both. Over the past few months, Epic Games has been constantly updating Fortnite's map. It doesn't happen every update, but it is happening consistently. For example, before the meteor dropped, plenty of fans had their own theories about what it would do to the map. Some right?
The meteorite will not be hitting Tilted Towers and will in fact be hitting Dusty Depot instead.
Some not so right.
April 31st would be May 1st, which is the start of the 4th season, which means Tilted Towers is getting yeeted on May 1st.
Then, as a rocket began to launch into the sky during Season 4, more theories came out.
The world of Fortnite was in a dome and was being protected from the outside world the other universe has been.
This led to rifts in the sky, which of course led to more theories.
I've seen a circulating theory going around, so that is what I'd like to share with you guys today. The entire Fortnite map and the Battle Royale game is actually a simulation.
And now things have started coming through the rifts, things that might be from our world. Meanwhile, Epic Games kicked off an ARG ahead of Season 5 that saw fans tracking down various Fortnite objects in our world. It started with a person finding the Der Burger's mascot in the middle of a desert in California, after the burger itself vanished from the game map. After that, a bunch of people showed up at that location and handed out phone numbers that, when called, would give players a code that led back to the in-game Der Burger location. Around the same time, people started spotting supply llamas all around Europe, and while their purpose is still unclear, that didn't stop anyone from speculating.
Maybe there's an IRL challenge. It is also heavily thought out to be this next big thing that we are going to find is the tomato head.
All of this put together paints a pretty interesting picture. All of the information about Fortnite is there on the internet. It's not a particularly complicated game, and it's not like there's an involved plot. The map is the only thing players really have as an anchor point to Fortnite's world. By changing it and teasing out those changes slowly with both in-game secrets and out-of-game ARGs, Epic has gotten people to think about their game constantly. And not just that, they're thinking about it in the way that kids used to think about games, before the internet. One of the reasons they can do that is because Epic Games spent years making an engine that allowed them to iterate their game faster than nearly anything else on the market.
What we think is our critical success is our ability to make just gameplay impactful and just constantly improving the player experience build to build, week to week.
Changes in Fortnite are measured in weeks, not months, not years. Compare that to PUBG, which has been much slower to implement updates. Part of that is that Epic has far more people working on Fortnite than PUBG Corp has working on their game. But let's look at an even bigger project, World of Warcraft. Blizzard maintains an enormous team to run that game, and while I don't want to pretend like I know everything about their engine and development process, it takes a while for Blizzard to make changes to WoW. There's even some content that's more than a decade old that's never been changed. Epic, and Fortnite by extension, moves faster than nearly any other game on the market, which means the secrets that you find in the game today might not be there tomorrow. And then there are the secrets that move around the map, like the randomly spawning Moai heads that always carry gold treasure chests. That means that players are incentivized to hunt for secrets and talk about them. And as they disappear, it muddies the truth of it all, just like those internet rumors from back in the day.
The one thing that I am almost 100% sure will be coming through is going to be an Egyptian-themed area. And I am almost also certain that this is going to be happening right around Loot Lake, where you can see this current anomaly appearing through the water.
Fortnite has created a culture of fans who speculate about the game, discuss their theories, and then head out both into the game and the real world to find more things to theorize about. While other game designers are trying to copy Fortnite's mechanics or cartoony aesthetics looking for the next big hit,
All those little things.
maybe the trick is in replicating the way that Fortnite has players looking for and thinking about mysteries in an era where games just don't have those anymore.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.